Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Low Budget Time, and today we're going to talk about Squale's 1545. That is a homage, I guess it's a homage to the Submariner, or it's at least their interpretation of this of such. So it's got a sub-like case and all that. So we're going to talk a little bit about this budget-friendly Squale. So the first thing we'll talk about basically is a little bit of Squale history. Charles von Buren began assembling watches under his own name in 1948. And by 1950, the Von Buren SA watch factory is established by Charles and Helene von Buren, initially focusing on watch cases for other Swiss brands. And then by 1959, the Squale trademark is registered and the first patent for a diving watch case is obtained. The name Squale comes from the Italian word shark. And by the 60s and 70s, the Squale became a prominent manufacturer for professional dive watch cases, supplying brands like Blancpain, Doxa, and Tag Heuer, respectively, while also issuing watches to military units like the Italian Air Force, their Parachute Brigade, and the iconic 1521 model with its 4 o'clock at the crown and 500 meters of water resistance is introduced. And then that's all in the 60s and 70s. By 1974, Squale enters the watch market as an independent brand. And then 1989, following the quartz crisis, once that's all done and things start to get back to normal, the company shifts its focus from quartz times. They shift its focus basically to quartz timepieces for a little while around the 89s. By 2005, the Maggi family, that's Squale's longtime Italian distributor, takes ownership of the brand, so they were purchased. And 2005 to present, the brand finds a renewed success by introducing classic models, such as the one we just looked at, and then focusing on the dive watch market and maintaining its Swiss-made production. The headquarters basically has moved back to Switzerland, and that's where the consolidation of its identity is today. So basically, they're all back in Switzerland. They're made in Switzerland. They really focus mainly on the dive watch manufacture, and I don't know that they're still doing if they're still manufacturing cases for others. I don't know if they're still doing that. It's kind of it's not that transparent. So that is basically their history in a nutshell. So it's all consolidated from what I was able to gather from the web, and artificial intelligence being what it is. So I may have made a little bit of a mistake in there, but that's not from me. Okay, that's from the internet. So the internet isn't always right about everything, but I feel like they're pretty much on the mark with some of that stuff. I from what I know about Squale, it all makes sense. That all sounds to be pretty accurate to me. The 1545. So we're going to look at a why 1545 in another video, and in this one, we're going to happen to totally focus on the 1545, and that is a 40 millimeter dive watch. So let's take a look at the specifications, and then we'll roll on to what I think is. So that's some light on the subjects. What I think, what I love about this watch, and the things I wish were better. So basically, this is a 40 millimeter case, and it's 12 millimeters thick, and it's got a 48 millimeter lug tip to lug tip, the distance from there to there, right? So that's the lug to lug, right? 20 millimeters is the strap opening, still has the plastic on it. It uses a Sellita SW 200-1. as its movement. And it's 300 meters water resistant. It's got a sapphire crystal, which is domed. And it uses C1 Superluminova on the handset and on the indices. And these indices are basically, they're applied, they're not painted on. And it's got a screw-down crown with an O-ring system. It's got a ceramic bezel insert, and that's basically the specifications of this guy. It does have a ceramic bezel insert. I don't know if I said that. And the crown is a little large, which is good. I like the crown to be larger. Let me see if I don't think I have plastic that's intruding on it. Okay, so as you can hear, you know, it has really good build quality. It's very smooth, very tactile. The bezel is. Yeah, really nice watch. So it's got a little bit of polished bits on the sides, and then the top's got some brushing, which is done really nice. Also, this is like I said, 20 millimeters is the start up here down to 18 at the clasp. The clasp is signed, and it is a Squale signed. It's a friction lock unit, and I really didn't take anything off of this when I opened it up. I really didn't take. Yeah, this thing is so new that I didn't even take apart any of the this thing. Actually, it's new, but it's not, because I've had this watch for about a year, and I'm just getting around to looking at it now. Okay, so this is a friction lock clasp, not unlike what you'll find like on a Steinhardt. I'm not a fan of these. They're okay. They get the job done, but I feel like part of my displeasure with this watch is actually the clasp. I'm going to see if I can get one of these flat links that go in. Let me just open that up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I can get one of these, see, this has got a diver extension in it, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that on this one. Yeah, see, it's got a diver extension. You see that? I'm just noticing that now. Okay. Okay, yeah, so this does have a diver's extension. So what I may not be able to do, yeah. Okay, so on the Steinhardts, I was able to, because the Steinhardt doesn't use a diver's extension, I was able to, this is okay. I was able to actually get an extra flat link and basically change out the clasp, but that's not going to be a possibility on this clasp. So this clasp will have to stay friction lock. So as long as it works, it works, right? So that's that. I'm just noticing that's a diver's extension. So it's got a solid case back, which is signed by Squale. And like I said, it has a signed clasp. The clasp is signed. Signed case back, of course, we looked at. There's no drilled lugs on this. I wish there was. That's another thing that I wish were better about this watch that's not. We're going to look at the lume in a second, and then we'll wrap things up. But it's a rather quick video. I really do like this watch. I find that the quality is very, very good. This watch retailed for, I believe, just under $600 from Gnomon. That's Gnomon. So if you just go on Gnomon's website under Squale and in 1545, you will find this watch. It is still for sale there. There are other variants of it. I think there's one that is, they call it like a root beer or something. That one's got like a deeper burgundy bezel insert and the dial, but it uses, I think, Merc hands. I think that watch is still available on Gnomon, actually, the one I'm talking about, the root beer bezel and dial version of this watch. Yeah, you could probably find it. You could probably find it on there as well, but it's a very, very good watch. It's a strong watch. It's what else can you say about it? Anyway, I'm going to shut the lights down. We'll take a look at the lume. Just bear with me as I close everything down. All right. All right, let's see what the C1 does on this guy. I suspect it's probably going to be really good. Yeah. Just shut that light out. Okay. Yeah, so it glows green. Green, I guess more of a, yeah, it's kind of looks like, it looks like C3 to me. Unless it's a typographical error, I don't know the difference between this and, unless the grades, I mean, maybe you guys can correct me. Is there grades of superluminova? I mean, is there a C1, a C2, a C3? I don't know. I'm used to seeing C3 reference, so I don't know if that's a typo. But you guys let me know if that's something that makes sense, because again, I have no, I've got no clue. But it does have really good lume. It's a well-made watch. It's under $1,000. So for me, that fits right in with the theme of the show, right? The theme of my channel is basically low budget watches. And this one here, while it's not in the, it's not as low budget as some people might like, it's still a fairly inexpensive dive watch. It's not over $1,000. It's not a few $1,000s, but if you want something that's really well made, you can't go wrong with Squale. If you guys are not subscribing to Low Budget Time, why not do it, man? Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like today's video. But essentially, that is everything I got for today's video. And thanks for watching Low Budget Time. I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, stay safe, be well. See you soon.